But we know how hard this heat has been on us, but it's just as tough on our pets. Joining me now to talk about how pet owners can be proactive and make this easier for our animals is Tanya Smith. She's the owner of LC's Detroit Pet Salon. Hi, Tanya. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So what do folks need to know who have dogs about how to groom them for this summer heat?
The biggest thing I would say starting off is making sure that you are brushing your pets regularly. It's very important, believe it or not. If the coats are super tangly or they have a lot of undercoat, as we call it, they cannot regulate their own body temperature. So the biggest thing is making sure there's no matting, making sure you're brushing them. Also, another good thing is being mindful of their paw pads. A lot of people don't know that the paw pads, if it has too much hair in there, it's more majority of like the curlier dogs. Sometimes you'll get shepherds and stuff that'll have hair in the paw pads. Shave that out. If you can't do it or you don't feel comfortable, have your groomer do it, but that helps them regulate their body temperature. Even with the brushing and combing of your pet regularly helps them not only not get mats, but also be able to regulate body temperature.
And we were talking about some folks just think, let me just give my dog a summer shave and shave them down.
Yes.
That is not wise to do, surprisingly.
No, surprisingly. A lot of people think that, I'm just shave them down for the summer, they'll be cooler. That is not always the case, especially with heavy-coated dogs such as like huskies, golden retrievers. Some people even shave their labs. Unfortunately, when you shave them, you're actually stripping them of their weight to be able to regulate their body temperature. Now, if this is a situation where the pet is severely matted or your vet has recommended that they have a shave, then the groomer will do so. But actually shaving those type of dogs does not help. It actually makes it a little harder for them to regulate.
How do you know what is the appropriate length for your dog's hair or fur in the summer?
So me as a groomer and my experience in the industry, I've always taken each pet as a different case. So for example, like I have a lot of clients that have doodles. The summertime, doodles sometimes love to swim. They love to be in the yard. They love to run through water. I try to encourage them to take them not super short, but a decent length where they can still regulate body temperature, but also have a nice, clean, short look, but not shaved.
And how often should you bathe your dog in the summertime? Should
Honestly,
you do it more because it's hot and they may be sweating?
I feel like the best way to do that is if your dog has been at the lake, swimming or in a pool, definitely bathe them after. You want to get whatever gunky stuff is off, get it off of them basically. But I would say like you don't have to overly bathe them if you want to do twice a month, 3 times a month. It just depends on the dog and how active that pet is. But if your pet has been exposed to like the woods, the elements, honestly, I say at least try to bathe them maybe once a week, once every other week, just depending on how active they are.
And this is very personal for you about folks taking care of their pets properly.
Yes.
You have a foundation that you recently started to help people do that.
Yes, so it's called Elsies Foundation. I just started it not even a year ago. The focus is to assist pet parents and pet owners, well, same people, pet parents and pets with the ability to be able to get resources. So whether that's me teaching people how to groom to get a better, career, assisting pet parents and people with resources to get vaccines for their dogs, food pantries. So it's really a passion of mine. It's not just here in the community, but it's actually internationally as well.
You've traveled over to Africa to teach people about grooming. What was that like?
That was amazing. Just to see them and their ability to do things with minimal tools that we have here in the States, the willingness to just be open-minded and want to learn something new. It really pushed me harder to start the nonprofit because I realized that it's not just here in my community that people need help. It's also internationally. And I wanted to bridge that gap from America to Africa to whoever to really show them that we're here to support them.
And what's the name of your foundation?
It's called Elsies Foundation.
Okay. Any more tips before we let you go?
Oh, yes. I would honestly, and I have a little schedule, but the biggest thing too is nail trims. A lot of people sometimes forget that doing the nail trims or getting nail trims done help the pets walk a lot better. So be mindful of nail trims, paw pads, and just regular baths.
Anything that you would say that people do that they shouldn't do?
Yes.
It sounds like you have a
The
long
biggest
list.
thing I would say is don't, if you're not comfortable, if you see a mat on your dog, like a tangle, don't be so quick to cut it out. Okay? There are tools that you can use to actually get the mat out depending on how tight it is. You can go to PetSmart, Petco, you can go to Premier Pet Supply Store, and you can get little shavers to shave those things out instead of cutting. So I always try to encourage pet parents, don't cut. Don't cut, don't cut, don't cut. And if you ever have questions or just curious about grooming, they can reach out to me. I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind sending tools, but just brush your pets, comb your pets, but do not try to cut out mats.
All right. That's a valuable lesson for me because
Yes.
I have tried with my golden doodle a couple times because he doesn't like when I brush him at times. And you feel like, oh man, am I doing something that's painful to him?
Yeah, and sometimes I think that what it is they like to act one way with the pet parents, and then with me, the groomer, they don't mind me brushing them. But I think if you continue like a regular routine with it and make it more of a treat type thing where, if, let me brush you a little bit, I'll give you a treat. If you have to bribe them, bribe them. But I think it's all a catch.
All right. I'm going to try to do the bribing. It works with kids too.
Yeah,
I
it
hear.
does.
All right.